Okay, so I made a previous video about how to log into shiftplanning.com and clock in, clock out, things like that. So I'm going to give it a brief overview on how everything works in shift planning. And when I say brief, it'll be very brief, because some of the information I gave you on the time clock was a little inaccurate, and we discovered that after looking at reports. So anyway, this is the dashboard after you log into shift planning. You'll be very familiar with it, you know, vacation requests, your notifications, my dashboard, and your dashboard will look very, very different. Anybody that makes a message on the message wall is here. Who's on, it will be here. Basically, it's showing at what time everybody clocked in and clocked out. So it's very helpful for things like, you know, finding out who's here and who's not here. You can easily find out things like that. I'm going to show you the time clock. When you get in for the day, you click clocking in. Feel free to add as many notes on here as you want. You know, ready to start the day. You simply add note, and it will make that note on there. You do not have to feel like you have to make a note on everything, but it kind of helps your manager know exactly kind of things that you were working on during the day and things like that. If you need to take a break, you simply take by clicking on the break. It will put you on break. You're still clocked in. You're just on a 15-minute break. When you are done with your break, you need to hit continue shift. But I did want to make one more announcement about the break. It states this very clearly in the employee manual, but I know that I need to sometimes refresh people on the break policies. When you take a break, you cannot leave the property of the any one of our properties. You cannot leave the actual property on your break. So you can't clock out, drive down to Burger King, get yourself an ice cream cone, and drive back on your break. That is not allowed. You cannot leave the premise while you're on your break. For lunch, you can do whatever you want, but I just wanted to let you know. So when you get back from your shift or from your break, you just hit continue shift. It makes a note that you took a break from 11:26 to 11:27, as you see right here on the screen. So if you are ready to go to lunch, you simply clock out for lunch. I would just make a note on here that says you're clocking out for lunch. Let's see here, lunch, and add note, and I'm going to clock out. You're now clocked out. You basically worked on your timesheet for 2 minutes. You can see that right here. That's not very much. Anyway, so when you are ready, after your lunch, you need to come back and clock in from your lunch, and then it basically just continues right on with everything else. I previously in the previous video that I did not mention that you have to clock out for lunch. I just showed it as a break, and you definitely have to clock out for lunch and then clock back in when you return from lunch. If you want to make a request for a vacation, you can do that in here. You can look up staff photos. You can look up staff information on how to get a hold of people, things like that. So anyway, if you have any questions, just feel free to let us know.